So this is an absolute headache poll, a very popular one. Over 160 participants participated in this poll so far, and yet we don't have a winner. And the poll was the choice between, let's say you have a 500k USD bank balance in your home country, you want to diversify your funds abroad, and instead of putting this abroad, you also want to get some benefits. The choices I left were Greece, a golden visa. You get an EU residency, of course, and needless to talk about the benefits of an EU residency, you clearly know that. And then the second option was a Turkish CBI, where you're getting a Turkish passport. In Greece, you obviously are not getting a passport, just getting a residency. But in Turkey, you're getting the residency, of course, but you're also getting a citizenship. Now, the Turkish passport, are you going to feel proud about a Turkish passport? The big question is, you're going to be happy. Are you going to hide that under the carpet, hide that under the pillow? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to be ashamed? Are you going to be proud of being a Turkish citizen? Now, that's a big question mark that differs from person to person. But what I'm going to do is obviously going to talk about my opinion on these two topics, but I'm also going to first read some valuable advanced member feedback. There's some very unique points that they're sharing, and it's very beneficial to hear the community's perspective on this matter. I'm also going to talk about a couple of subscribers. They're not advanced members, they're subscribers, but they did have some valuable inputs too. So I'm going to quickly run through some feedback from the community. Crypto Nerd here says that of the two, Greece is the better option. So he's choosing Greece over Turkey. A few points here. He talks about better quality of living. Of course, EU has better quality of life than Turkey. Access within EU, although citizenship is hard to get. Inflation is better managed compared to Turkey. Turkish lira is just in a free fall at the moment, not under FATF, unlike Turkey. Now, one of the issues with Turkey is that once you're putting in money, trying to get the monies out, FATF gray listed country, you are looking at certain considerations there. You don't have those headaches with Greece. So unless one needs the Turkish passport for travel, Greece would be a safer bet. Next, I would like to talk about David Russo's feedback here. He's again an advanced member. Like a lot of things, it depends. If you have EU passport for residency already, Turkey obviously. If you have only US, UK, Australia, New Zealand passport, it depends how bad you want residency in the EU. There may be other ways, in such as DAFT. DAFT is an interesting one. It's for Americans. You can obtain effectively a golden visa style residency in Netherlands, in the Dutch territory, for almost free, just looking at $4,000 to $5,000 US, and you're all set with your residency. A beautiful, beautiful option. I do agree with him. That's a very good option for Americans. Or maybe you're really worried about the future of US, EU as a bloc. So then you go for something diverse. Then he talks about going for Turkey for diversification, although there are better options in my opinion. Ryder Good has an interesting take here. He says the only issue with Turkey is inflation, as the 500k must be converted into local currency. Otherwise, not everyone is interested in the Schengen area after all. Yes, I agree. A lot of people don't care about the EU. They have an EU passport. They don't want to live in the EU, so they don't care. My point over here is, I think this would have been a lot more popular if they would have allowed to keep the deposits in US dollars. It used to be like that before. It was a much more successful program. Changing that to lira, taking all the risk, all of that kind of hassle has obviously impacted the program negatively. Patience is Alpha is also an advanced member. He says, Turkey for me, EU already covered. So let's say you have a French passport or an Italian or a Portuguese passport, you already have access to EU. What are you going to do with a Greek golden visa? Doesn't make sense. In that case, if you had to pick one option, then Turkey would make sense. Cool Cat here says none of these countries. I agree. A lot of people would prefer neither options. There are better options than this. I wanted to keep this as a third category, but my objective over here was to find a winner between the two options. And after all this voting, there is literally no winner. Now, I have had clients who have done both Turkey as well as Greece. Both are interesting options. Both have different use cases. Someone from South Asia with a very poor passport may be excited about Turkey, so their view of Turkey is going to be a lot different compared to someone with a decent passport from the West. My personal take on this, I am not a big fan of the Turkish citizenship program. It's not about it being a Muslim nation. Malaysia is a Muslim nation, but MM2H is one of my favorite programs. A lot of people love the MM2H option and Malaysian life. So it's not about the religion, it's just about hassle of dealing with a country like Turkey. And this is my personal opinion. There's the military requirement. A lot of people talk about waiving that for their children by paying for military service, but even if you're paying for service, you're still doing the service by paying for it, going online, doing some classes, so your children are going to have the record of participating in Turkish military. A lot of people are going to not like that for their family, for their children. The earlier point that I mentioned, is this going to be sticking out as a sore thumb in your portfolio? Are you going to shove this under the carpet? Are you going to shove this under the pillow? Are you going to hate this passport or this citizenship after a certain point in time? So those are different things that you have to keep in mind, because exceedingly the world is getting more and more challenging. More and more countries, more and more banks, more and more financial institutions are asking you for all your citizenships. And the way Turkey is progressing, it's uncertain what's going to happen in future. But if you have that Turkish nationality in your portfolio, some people might be happy with it and some people might not be happy with it. Overall, I'm not a very big fan of the Turkish CBI, the Turkish passport scheme. Greece golden visa is not good either, but if you're desperate about an EU residency, you want to live somewhere good, you have no option, then Greece makes a lot of sense. Nonetheless, for diversification purposes, I'm not saying Greek banks any good, but the only big advantage with Greece is that you have a market where you have low priced properties, beautiful properties, on the ocean properties. So you're going to park all of that, such a big capital in Greece, you're going to get a lot of good stuff for your money. So if you're diversifying, you're getting good stuff, then I think it's a good opportunity. A lot of people, what they would do is they'll park the 400k in Greece, get the golden visa, go spend some time there, find the right opportunities and properties, move the 250k in the property, withdraw rest of the money or keep rest of the money for expenses. So that's how they would play around with Greece, and that's the reason why Greece is also so popular as an option. So that's my take on it. If you haven't participated in the poll, then leave a comment down below what you think about either of these two options. What's your feedback? And if you want to pick a winner, go and participate in that poll. Link is in the description as well. If you want to get started with any residency anywhere, we cover most countries. We have attorneys in most places. We can easily get you started. Click the link, book a call. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel for all the tips, tricks, hacks, and a lot of more information regarding our CPI updates. And catch you in the next one.